Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World on Saturday, October 2nd, 2021. So what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three, I'm afraid. Okay, some of the older headlines. Uh, okay. Uh, Now, there's a, $3.5 trillion bill that's sitting in the Senate, that, and the House, well, the Senate, the House is not ready to pass because different groups have different objections. So it's a Build Back Better Act, and expands the social safety net and includes measures to address the climate crisis. Unfortunately, progressives remain resolute in their opposition to passing a bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill unless it's paired with a larger package. The Buildback Better Act represents economic investment in the lives of poor and low wealth people in this country, says Reverend William Barber, co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign. The question here is not what will it cost if we do this, what will it cost if we don't do this? I totally agree. I think we should pass it. Um, the there's a big equity gap in this country between the poor and the wealthy, um, and people, um, corporate corporatists. A lot of corporations don't. Large corporations and wealthy people don't pay any taxes, and changing the tax threats will be one way of paying for this. But unfortunately, there are people in the elite class who are against this. I'm all in favor of it. It's not socialism. It's kind of sharing the wealth. So I approve of it 100%. Now, there's another major issue from yesterday. It's called Missing White Women Syndrome. Media obsess over some cases as black, brown, and indigenous women are ignored. The blonde girl from Florida, white girl, was on a trip with her fiance, and then he returned, and she wasn't with him. But the media give a lot of attention to the story. They were even stopped by in Utah by the police because someone had called in seeing the guy slapping the girl. But unfortunately, had a sad ending. The girl is found no longer alive, and uh, the fiance is missing. So, very strange. If it had been a um, black woman or an indigenous woman or a brown woman, none of those people would have gotten very much, if any, attention. But this white girl, Gabby Petito, got tons and tons of attention. So we have a real problem in this country. So I hope things will change someday. Uh, but who knows when? Okay. Now, um, you all remember the Vietnam War, and that was at that time. That was in the 1960s, 1970s. The military got their people from the draft. When you turned 18, if you were a guy, you had to register for the draft, and you could be drafted up until the age, I think, of 26. But if you were pursuing uh, a college education or professional education, like say as a doctor or a dentist, something in the medical field, you could avoid the draft until you finish your education. But as soon as you finished, they took you. So and now we don't have the draft anymore. So people who could afford to go to college and not work full time did and avoided the draft. And those who couldn't afford to continue their education and had to have a real job, they were the ones who were drafted. So the real difference in equality with respect to people who were drafted are presidents. Now, George Bush, the father, he signed up for World War II, but his son, George Bush, the son, uh, got into the National Guard when his father was president, and that was a way of him staying out of the army. But then you have people like John Kerry, who joined the military during the Vietnam War. And so it's real, you know, strange thing. Then you have people like Donald Trump, the ex-president, who avoided the war by saying he had a problem with his feet. He had shin splints. He avoided everything. So anyway, there's a big problem now. The military is all volunteers, but I so it's a total inequity there, uh, and a lot of people in uh, brown, black people joined the military. It's a way of getting some kind of an education because they used to have education benefits when you finished your service. So I don't know. It's a big problem. Um, and the September 11th attacks enticed a lot of people to join the military. But what were we really fighting? I mean, it was called the War on Terror. Uh, the people of Afghanistan didn't have anything to do that, but we did go and attack them and occupied their country for 20 years. Uh, Iraq didn't have anything to do with that, but we invaded Iraq, so I don't really get it. Now, Syria, not Syria, Saudi Arabia was the home to almost all of the hijackers of September 11th, but we never thought of attacking Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia's purpose was to balance things in the Middle East, stability in the Middle East. Whereas Saudi Arabia has been waging terror on their people and especially women. It's a very religious, extra religious country supposedly, and they observe a very strict form of Islam. So I don't know. I don't get it, but that's the way it is. So there's a lot to think about here as we move on. I'm not sure what the answer is, but I think we really do need equality in this country. And that the coronavirus pandemic is another example of inequality, where the people who have paid the biggest price in terms of getting sick and dying of the virus have been black and brown people. Have a lot of inequity in the availability of health services to people. So a lot of stuff has to be done, and what we start out with was the $3.5 trillion package that President Biden wants to pass. Originally, it was over $6 trillion. That will help to make some amends and create some more equality. So anyway, okay, so that's that. How about a little music? Okay. All right, here we go. Close the door, light the lights. We're staying home tonight, far away from the bustle and the bright city lights. Let them all fade away. Just leave us alone, and we'll live in a world of our own. We'll build a world of our own that no one else can share. All our troubles will leave far behind us there, and I know we will find such peace of mind when we live in a world of our own. Okay, that was World of Our Own, written by Tom Springfield of the Springfield Folk Group, which included Sister Dusty, who went on to become an international singing star. Hope you liked it. Thank you for tuning in this evening of October 2nd, 2021, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Hope you'll be back again tomorrow. Meantime, stay safe, practice social distancing, wear a mask. When the vaccine is available for you and it's safe for you to take it, I would take it. I had mine on May 27th. Had the Johnson & Johnson one shot. I was tired for a week. I had 2 sore arms for a week, but then I was fine. So anyway, remember, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and each other. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.